Hello everyone, we are back with another game review video, and I apologize if I'm a little groggy. I just woke up a little bit ago, so I'm trying to do this first thing in the morning so I can get videos out a lot more often. So I'm a bit tired, but we will go ahead and jump right into it. Black is a 9Q Sunship, and white is Tisicle 7Q. This is for the Tsumego Dragon League, which you can find at tsumegodragon.com/league. It is a free league to join. I would go high here since you already have a low stone right here. That way you can develop instead of settle since it's already got a third line stone. You could also consider Pensu here. Because the top has a third line, the top can be... What the heck? The top can be considered settled simply because there's already a third line stone on it, so you can go on the right side too. This is far too close to thickness. My recommendation is settle. You can go here as well. You can attach. I think that's fine as well. But if you're gonna leave, I think I would go over here or maybe down here. This is far too close. Because now you're right next to a wall with little support. Black, you need to attack your opponent. You're never going to win if you don't attack something, and there's two perfect targets right here. This is a big move, yeah, but attack and defense comes first. It's a higher priority. What in the world? Here, there is the corner pattern. Oh, this is very odd. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And black played perfectly here. Yep. Black is perfect. White made a very large mistake. Yeah, no, black played perfect in this corner. There's nothing about it. There's no way to rebut it. Like it's just perfect. Black punished this perfectly. So it looks like white, you need to learn some corner patterns. You can go to what I would recommend is go to ps.wall theory. That is ps.waltheory.net. ps.walltheory.net. This is a pro game database that does pattern searching. So what you can do is you can pick your opening that you like. So let's say you were white this game and you played 2 star points. So here, and they played a large knight like that. And now you have the options of where to go. So in the game, you approached right here. Well, it shows what I know. They went low. Well, what do I know about this game? Um, and then you can see what patterns they picked. Looks like attachment. You can go down here, but the move is 1. Sorry, I'm sleepy. And then once you find out what a pattern is, so like maybe you're like, hey, I know 2 is a move. Now we can go over to josekipedia.com, and we say, hey, what is the pattern for this attachment? And we can see that 1 is the only move. 1 is the only move, and there's a bunch of questions. The gray ones or the grassy, I don't know, the dead grass colored. Looks like 2 and 5. I showed you 2, and this, and then this, and then I showed you 1 and 4. So this is the pattern that I showed you, and you just go through and learn it one by one. And you're not going to get it from just one game and one time looking at it. You're probably going to have to mess it up a couple times. But the idea is you start learning your quarter patterns pretty effectively. That way you don't end up like the bottom right. This one is not good because there's too many cutting points. Yeah. Looks like white just took Sente. Or sorry, black just took Sente. It's possible. Possible. Could also consider kick here, Panther. Yeah, the way I see the game going, it looks like black's going to win, simply because black has the stronger position, and white's shape is loose everywhere. Like even from like almost move 40, and I think yeah, black did win. So the difference is quite large in this position. Now, the rank gaps is interesting because black is technically a lower rank than white. But black shape is much, much stronger than white's in this specific game. I don't know how your overall performance without lessons. Interesting. Yeah, it's the league will definitely help work out your ranks because the league has its own rank. Your OGS rank is just what it starts at, and then it'll adjust as you play people in this league. So I think it'll be great. Okay. Um. Uh, um. Right here, we are trying to play a bend, or which has a cutting point, or a Hane, which has a cutting point. And getting cut while you're playing defense is very dangerous. Now, with that being said, black is also a weak group, so we got to be careful. But this is a very dangerous idea. I like that you're trying to make a base. That's interesting. Squeeze the stone. Very perfect. Black's playing really well this game. This move is definitely the move, though. And then here, 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 and then 3 to 3. But white has an approach move. But understandable. But even still, even if it wasn't that, that's still good enough because you get to squeeze it a little bit and you have a nice connected position. I don't like this one because this stone could be damaged later. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have weakness right here, weakness right here, weakness right here, and now you're gonna go start a fight over here. I don't recommend it. Sure. This might be a move. I don't know. This is very not common, but maybe it's a move. Don't Tanuki, you're winning. I think Sunship, one of your biggest problems is you're not attacking. When you're in the local position, you're able to punish mistakes quite well, like here and here, but you never start the fight in a position. Like you'll never be like, "Hey, I'm going to attack you," and then punish your mistakes. No, your opponent always starts the fight, and then you just happen to punish the mistakes when they make mistakes, which is great, but like you're never starting the fight. You got to start the fight sometimes too. Also, defend your weak groups. Maybe something like that. Defend your weak groups. Very important. Otherwise, you can get counterattacked. This is way too optimistic. You have a weak group right here. Don't invade next to weak groups or floating groups. This group has no foundation. But you're going to invade, and you don't have a base. So now when black comes up and cuts through you, it's actually attacking both sides at the same time. So this is a very dangerous move. It's just not good. Black, I think, just split. Just split is the proper way to attack here. Cap is usually good when you're building influence, which is not a bad strategy, but it does allow them to connect. See here. And then whatever they do to survive or whatever, like I don't know, just throwing some stones on the board, they survive, then you can come back and attack this and use the influence to attack. That is possible, but I think cutting should have been a little bit more powerful here. He did end up cutting. White trying to use the confusing stuff, I think, is not a bad idea, but definitely doesn't work if black plays properly. Which, as we've seen in the game, I expect black to play properly here. Yeah. Well, I did gain shape, though. This is just too difficult. Like, I would struggle to get out of this situation. Just stay strong, you're winning. Let them struggle. Let them struggle to survive. Yeah, let them struggle. Don't you struggle. Let them struggle. And it's okay, even if they live with something, even if they live, you can still come back and attack over here. You've gotten points in the corner, you've gotten points on the top, you've got a lot of influence. Now you just need another 5 points over here. I don't see how you could lose this game from here. As long as you play a strong game. White is trying Aji left and right. I think it's good. It's good. Like, you have good strategy, but your shape is lacking. You can't execute your strategy because you're missing shapes. You are missing reading mistakes. It looks like you're just playing something. You're just throwing a stone out and like, let's hope this works. Your strategy is you're trying to make the situation complicated to try to get yourself out of a bad situation. Well, there's two issues with that. One, you shouldn't have gotten in the bad situation so easily in the first place. And two, you're not actually using reading, you're just throwing stones at the board. You want to have some sort of reading involved. So, shape wise, you can get that from replaying pro games from like the 1900s and 1800s. Replay them on a real board with your hands that uses your kinetic memory, so you're more likely to remember the shapes. I recommend 2 to 4 games a week replayed on a real board. That will help your shape. There's also the lecture by Dsan. If you search DSAUN, his lecture should come up. Right here. Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away. But his Dsan shape lecture. The 3 hour long video, but it's a really good video. Highly recommend it. And that will help you with shapes as well. Um, and then just understanding cutting points. This in the bottom right tells me you're not really using shapes. I bet you're a good fighter. And to be a good fighter, you need to be doing go problems every single day. Like, your style is reliant on your reading right now. So you must be doing go problems to keep your style up. But you're missing corner patterns. You don't know how to play with connected shapes. So your shape and stuff is all over the place. But you're 7Q, which means you have to be good at reading or something. So I would say get your shape up to where your fighting is and bring it all together. It's kind of like you're missing several puzzle pieces for the puzzle that is your game, and that's why you're struggling so much. It's not that some of the puzzle pieces that you have are bad, it's that you don't have enough to click them all together. So you need more puzzle pieces so they can all start clicking together. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but like, you have some of it, but you don't have all of it, and you need all of it to click together in order for everything to click together for a really beautiful game. Um, I don't want to go too much into these elite games. The idea is to give it an overall story and give it just a couple points for each game. Otherwise, I'll get really overwhelmed with reviews. But I think black, the big key. I just said white's big keys. For black, I think you're really good at punishing the mistakes, but you're not so good at starting the fights. I think if you add on that, that's just one thing I think you need to add on. This game would have been even more in your favor. Now, with that being said, this is one game. I haven't seen dozens and dozens of all of your games. I know I've reviewed a lot of Sunchips games, but I don't really have my notes out at the moment. But hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this will give you some tips on something to learn, because we just want to learn 1 or 2 things from every game. I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't think you should overwhelm yourself. I don't think one game should be taken like all that seriously by itself. I think you'll learn 1 or 2 things from every single game, and it'll be very helpful. But from what I can tell, I don't see the result of this game changing. So it's probably just game over. I don't see the result changing how it is right here. Probably some stuff to learn from this fight right here, but like I said, don't overwhelm yourself. One or two things at a time. So like for the next 3 games, maybe Sunship, you can try to start a fight and see how it goes. But keep up the other stuff. And then maybe like leaving I think I've said this before to you actually. Don't leave weak groups laying around. I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you both found this review helpful.